Hello everyone, welcome to A Foreigner Farming in the Philippines. It's pretty late in the day. I haven't done hardly anything today other than what I absolutely must. I fed the fish and I went into town and got some more aeration line and something to do this little project, and that's all I've done today. And I got home from that about noon, and I took a 2.5 hour nap. I've just felt, I thought I was getting a little bit better, but that harvest, I've been sleep deprived for about the last 10 days because of the coughing. Almost, when you're asleep and you cough so much and you wake up, you're coughing a lot. And I've been waking up every night a lot, coughing. And I might even have pneumonia now. I should really go down and get it checked. Marcel has said a few times that I've got a low-grade fever, and the phlegm that I'm coughing up, I don't know how to put it so it's not gross. Well, it just has a different flavor to it than, well, it has a flavor to it rather than not. It just tastes, I don't know, it's an indescribable taste, but it has a taste. So that's got me thinking I've got pneumonia. I don't know, go get down and get some over-the-counter antibiotics tomorrow maybe. But I haven't been getting enough sleep, and I was feeling slightly better the morning of that harvest, but I got up at 4:15 that morning, and because the rumor was the harvest was going to begin at 5. Well, no one showed up until 6. The boxes of ice weren't here until 6. The workers weren't here until almost 7. So I could have slept another 2 hours, I guess, and that night I needed it. Even though I went to bed early, I think I went to bed about 10-ish. That night I needed a full 8 rather than 6. I'm going to do this little project here because I promised someone I would do it, and I have to do something else in the black tilapia tank, and I'm going to do that. And other than that, I'm not going to do nothing. Oh, you go ahead, Tatai. I'm not really hungry. This Azolla scoop was broken in the harvest, but Tatai has put another little bamboo handle on it here, which works just great. So I'm going to go play around with this. I've got to find one more manifold. I'm going to have to get in the water too. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I won't have to get in the pond water. Maybe I can just toss those from the bank. Alrighty. I gotta get up and get to it. Well, I've come down here to redo the aeration in this box with the black tilapia in it. I'm tempted just to turn them all loose in this pond, and then turn all these loose in this pond, and then just drain it. In those 2 ponds, but we've got some prep to do on those 2 ponds before I can do that. So because I've got 2 floaters in it this morning, this afternoon, they were there this morning, those 2 little fish right there. And when I came down here this morning, they were all on the surface gulping for air, and they're still on the surface gulping for air. and the oxygen content in the water is going to be much lower this next morning than it is right now. So I can't put it off any longer. That aeration that's in there, that weeping hose, just isn't good enough. So I've brought down some of these regular emitters, and of course I'm so wiped out I forgot half of what I needed. I've got to go back and get my razor knife and a screwdriver to disassemble this. But I've been looking for this last manifold for 3 or 4 days, and I finally found it. So I've brought 4 stones, so we'll hook up air lines to 4 of these. I'm going to put 3 of them in this box and just toss one over and put one in that box. I did not notice the fish up and around in that one this morning, but it's the one that has the next largest amount of fish in it, and they're only a couple weeks in size behind these guys, so why not be proactive? So I'm gonna go get my tools and I'll be back. Alright, well, I've got it all set up. It took me about an hour. I don't know. I am not pleased with these stones I ordered. They're not uniform. They're not uniform in the amount of air they let out. Every one seems to be different. That one's putting out a ton of air. That one's putting out almost nothing. And that one's putting out a little bit. Same thing as I went through with the breeding tanks. Just pieces of crap. Yeah, I'm not feeling good. I'm not in the mood to have to put up with this. It's just, I don't know. Why can't people just make something that's worth something rather than just trying your best to screw somebody? Well, I don't know if there's any more oxygen going in it now than there was. I was only able to put in 3 lines because I didn't have enough tube. I bought all they had, which was 21 meters, and that was enough for these 3. If I put a 4th emitter on it, it wouldn't these 3 would put out even less. So I don't know, I'm just discouraged with this aeration thing. It looks like I'm just gonna have to break out that big unit if we're ever gonna have any hope of anything consistent and worth a crap. We're just gonna have to get away from these small little compressor units and use the big one. Now I don't know what we would use different for emitters, but these are crap. Thank you very much, China. They're just, I mean, that one right there is probably putting out 100 times more air than that one. 100 times. That's real quality control there. And that one right there is somewhere in the middle. I'm tempted. Well, I'm too give out. Just this little bit here is pretty much just exhausted me. I was tempted just to swap that one out. I do have another one here, but I'm tired of messing with it. Maybe tomorrow I'll just take that one that's not putting anything out and swap it out. Yeah, that's what I'll do. All right. I tried cutting the bottom out of this with a knife. Impossible. I had Tata do it with the cutting wheel and the grinder. Still not easy. This bottom plastic is very tough. And now, since I even tried to go up into this plastic here that is not so thick, I don't have the energy to even do that. That's why I had Tata help me. I can't recall feeling this tired other than 3 hours after my COVID shot. And just walking back up from the shop down there, I'm exhausted. So I'm not going to finish this up, even though it's just a few more minutes. I'm done. we'll get on it again tomorrow.